Ivar, how are you doing? It's your girl Esther Joy. Walking with Jedi. We are walking in one of the good spots because not many people walk over here, and so it's quite peaceful. There are a few animals: foxes, raccoons, probably possums, squirrels, chipmunks, lots of different birds, and sometimes horses. But I think we're in the clear for right now. All right, so I wanted to walk and talk about war because it kind of feels like that's the thing. That's on my mind and my heart. And yeah, I don't have really anything planned crazy. I'm just gonna share straight from the heart what's coming through. And I pray to God for, channeling that provides and produces peace, understanding, compassion. Yeah, today through this live and insight on war. So, all right, yo, my dog, he's ready to go, bro. Oh my God, guys, bless you. Come, Jedi, bless you. He has allergies. Oh man, he's ready to go. He's like not even looking at me because he's like, I want to keep going. Okay, good boy, Jedi. Bless you. Okay. So, what do you think about war, Jedi? He's sniffing real hard. He's on a trail. I think about it, like, we got World War One, we got World War Two, or whatnot. Some would say we're in the midst of World War Three. And I'm sure there were lots of different wars, little wars, big wars, revolutions, cold wars, lots of different wars throughout time. And what is it really? Two groups of people that feel very strongly and identify as a tribe with, beliefs that resonate with that group, that clash, usually in the same space, to fight over who gets control of that space. And the interesting thing about war is that a lot of our technological advancements stem from war in like really weird ways. Really weird ways. The telephone is one example, like the internet as well. It's interesting to think that a lot of the things that we use that have now been, after post-war, developed into more leisurely things that have helped heal, I think, as well, came from a time of complete and utter destruction and chaos. Okay, so of course we're going to talk about the spiritual war because you are here, you're on this channel, and many different souls playing different roles in the spiritual war. Heal, Jedi. And so it really has me thinking, you're doing good. Good boy. It has me thinking a lot about spiritual war and the different roles that people are playing, different kinds of volunteers here on the planet right now. My dog, he keeps on pulling, and we don't do this. Okay. What's up, MD Mizanor Raman? No, Jedi. Stay. You can do this. Okay. I just want to take a moment to look at the view. I feel like it's what we're walking down. It's pretty clear, pretty straight. So war is pretty crazy. It's very destructive. And it makes me think, like, the souls that are doing the destruction, they feel that inside of them before they do it to some extent, right? They feel like it's justifiable to destroy things because something within them has been destroyed, whether that's their sense of peace or safety or trust. Something has been destroyed in them, and I don't want to justify the acts because let's be real, we all are broken humans to some extent. It's really interesting. I think war is kind of a scary thing. I've never been in front line. Obviously not. Whoa. Whoa. Ugh. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, I definitely have ticks on me. But that's for another story. That's for another story. I'll show you some beautiful flowers though, because these are beautiful. Look at them, they're everywhere. They're so beautiful. Let's take. Thank you. Wow. Alright, beautiful. I am in love. Okay. Thank you, Dothwa. Yeah, this is actually an area that I've been stewarding for a while. I feel pretty safe. And I see a ladybug, which sees me and is like, what? Ladybug. Can you see them? Oh my gosh. Alright, they're a little camera shy. They're a little camera shy. There they are. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm a big fan of ladybugs, and there's a lot of them here. Okay, anyways, back on as we walk. Alright, yep. Honestly, I can't say very much about war because I feel like it's gonna sound spiritual, but I just don't resonate, I guess, on that side of being in it. I've never been in a battle, never felt that intensity, that extreme energy, that hate, that blinded, fear that I think is one of the biggest stems of war is just the fear. The fear that you will not have control over what it is that you love if you don't fight for it. I was on the auxiliary of the Air Force, and I remember them saying that the reason why we have to go into war, have to do these things. Oh my goodness, a little yellow bird. It's the cutest thing I've ever seen. Oh, Jedi, sit. Thanks. And the reason that we go into war is because the reason why we have these weapons and we have all of these things and we're the big bullies because the big bully will bully, like war is needed for peace is pretty much the moral of the story. You need you need to go into battle in order to end it. And no. I mean, I do understand that tensions build, and this can be seen in literally anything in relationships as well. Small frictions, things that you don't believe in, things that maybe the other party is pushing onto you that you just don't feel comfy to the point where you feel like you have to retaliate, you have to push back. And then let's go into the spiritual war because I think that's so good. But you can okay, so they're saying like don't talk too much about it. Bite my tongue on that one. So I will understandably not talk too much about the spiritual war and instead share a little bit about spiritual war in terms of what I have heard from people that have connected on this realm. Some people currently on the earth have come down to fight this war. They knew that the earth needed help, that the earth was being invaded once again by our brothers and sisters that wish to do something that we think is not good. And so who are we to really judge what's not good or not? But there's pretty much those that believe morally and ethically in all the ways wrong and bad. So the Earth is in a lot of pain because she's just sitting here in the middle of the crossfire. She is just being a vessel for the weapons of mass destruction and the victims that receive the mass destruction. And of course, we did this. Some of our brothers and sisters thought it would be a good idea to test the limits of the chaos and destruction and, utilize this, for the lack of a better word, negative energy and see how far it can go. And of course, then there were those of us that were like, oh, the Earth is kind of screaming a lot right now. It's kind of asking for help. It's kind of in like a lot of pain. And I think it's time to stop. I think you guys should stop. And of course, that's when the war started. You could go back to the fallen angels and whatnot. But okay, so now here we are, and here are a few different kind of warriors that I've seen in the different levels. I have seen a lot of people that I talk to, they can see the entities. Sometimes they have sleep paralysis, and they can see the tormented souls that are fighting the war blind out of their minds with fear and pain and hate. And it's scary if you've ever seen one of these creatures because they are full of fear, and that shit spreads. That shit can spread. Of course, you're divinely protected if you do see one, and your mission is to disarm them, for lack of a better word. To release that fear. It's to allow yourself to see it for what it is. That being is scared. That being is in a lot of pain. It wants to inflict that pain so that others can feel what it's gone through. And that's pretty much it. And you can do that. If a being like that shows up, that's your job, man. Okay. Of course, there are healers. I'm pretty thankful that that's the sector I'm on. We're all healers to different capacities. Some of us are literally protectors. Some of us can see the different walls that are put up and put up walls. And some of us are here to spread the word, to be very clear on what is going on, to raise awareness of the wrongdoings, of the pain, so that more people can wake up. Thank you. I'm pretty thankful that there's like a good mix of souls here on Earth right now. They're doing a great job. I mean, cool. My dog right now. We're on like the side of a cliff. You see this? There he is. Come, Jedi. Okay. Alright, so war is pretty crazy. I have a feeling that we're going into it, and I don't know how I feel. Like, what can I do as a single soul on Earth to help ease the pain of war and the effects it may have on the Earth? I don't know, man, and sometimes I feel like it's inevitable, but I do know that ashes are some of the best fertilizer on the Earth. They're really good. Come, Jedi. Sorry if I'm pulling him a bit, and he's not appreciating, and he's pulling me, and this is the tension. Good boy. Thank you. So, war is kind of weird. Alright, so let's go to like current events. Obviously, everybody knows what's going on with Israel and Palestine. We all know, maybe not all of that, Israel is like an example of is an example. God put Israel here as an example. That much is known. Maybe you know the story of Sarah and Hagar, Abraham's two baby mamas. Sarah was quite old. She was not able to bear children. God promised Abraham would have more children than like the stars. Said he'd have a very big lineage. And Abraham was like, that's cool, but my wife is really old and past her childbearing years. And they were trying and it wasn't working. And so Sarah gave her maid Hagar, and Abraham had a child with Hagar. Hagar started treating Sarah really badly because she now had the firstborn son of Abraham, Sarah's wife. And Sarah got very upset and prayed and pretty much had a child with Abraham a little bit later. That child uh, was a child that was given the right to the land, aka Israel, while as Hagar's child, which was the firstborn, was kicked out. And I believe for like the Muslim people, as the story goes, and then Sarah's son is the Israelites. And so now there's this bickering of like whose land does this belong to after all these years, and who can say? Because God is everywhere, but God's not going to be in a courthouse. It's not going to be like a political person. It's not going to be a human being. I mean, God may spread his seed as he has. What's good, grand strategist? But I feel like this is one of those things where God's already given us everything we need. And sometimes, when you like know that you shouldn't do something, but you're like, I'm gonna do it anyways and see what happens. Yeah, that's how I feel about war. Like everybody knows it's not a good idea. Sometimes it's so easy to get blinded by the hate and pain and fear that it seems like a good idea to go about and to fight. And again, it's just a projection of these conflicting emotions that we're feeling. And I actually do believe war has a purpose. As horrible as it is, death is not so bad. Once you're gone, you go on. I will not say what happens next, but I pray for those that have lost their life in this conflict on earth right now. And I have a feeling that they're at peace. Yeah, it's kind of crazy though. Like I personally have no opinions towards one side or the other. And when you see both sides, those that are polarizing on one side will be very quick to assume you are against them because you are not for them. And this is again, you go to the scarcity mindset, you go to the idea of fear. That's obvious. If you're scared, you're gonna think everything is out to get you. That's just how it is. Right now, a lot of people are scared on the planet, that are in pain, that are angry, that are a lot of things, man. Now I just tapped into it and my heart is heavy. And that's okay. We can take a moment to just feel and acknowledge like this life is temporary. It's not that deep. And that this earth is a classroom. This is a lesson. This is where we learn. What do you think we're here to learn, my friend? Do you think we're here to learn forgiveness? Or do you think we're here to learn how to make bonds? I feel like everybody's here to learn something that can only be defined by their soul. I think that's important. The cat is running away. Oh, he's trying to go after him. I'm personally trying to learn how to master my emotions because I truly feel like war breaks out because we have a lack of understanding and mastering our emotions. The higher ups, the people down below. Bad things will happen to us all, and they will affect our emotions in a sucky way. Get the cat, take it home. I don't know if I'll be able to make it back with my dog. I don't know if they get along. Yeah, I feel in my heart that we are here to learn something some more. And hopefully something that's not destructive. And maybe learning how to master our emotions. I feel like in times of chaos, in times where you feel blinded by emotions, whether it's something horrible is happening in that moment that you can barely fathom, having control of your emotions allows you to act clearly and to think logically about what to do. Listen to your gut and your intuition so that you may live instead of fear. We've gone through it, man. We've gone through it, the pandemic. That was a big moment that blinded a lot of people's emotions, made them think, feel so much fear. It caused them to harm themselves without even realizing it. And I think the same thing happens with war. That fear and the intensity of the emotions and the situation and what's going on. I mean, it it pushes us. Like, again, the inventions are crazy that we created in order to be at war with each other. And I just think about this is coming from an emotion of extreme, intense fear and pain. And I think it would be a beautiful thing and it's super necessary as a part of the spiritual battle to keep hold of your emotions, to practice self control in the realm of emotions. And my mom said something really beautiful because I had been a little bit emotional last week and I was struggling a bit just handling life in general. And she said that self control is like a plant. Many people don't see it that way. And so they don't pay attention to it and they don't care for it in the way that it should to be cared for. And if you, when you do practice self control, you grow that tree. That tree becomes big, like that one back there. It becomes something that you can lean on. It could be something that you can trust in. It's something that is unwavering regardless of the circumstance or situation. It could be the difference between you knowing what to do in an emergency versus panicking and being, paralyzed in that moment. Self control is something that goes beyond just no fat November or fasting or, staying on your daily routine. It is that mental state of realizing that, yeah, mind over matter, that you are in your body, you have control of this body, and you are connected to something that is so divine and goes above it. And anytime you can connect to that and gain and draw the strength that you need to continue with your so that practice so in little ways, and I truly believe in some way the most powerful weapon you can have. I hope that you take this into account with your day-to-day life when things come up about war. Do believe that there's a purpose for it. There's a purpose. There's also great power in just being present, being aware, and practicing simply observing your emotions and choosing to stay level and calm. Okay. I appreciate you for joining me on this walk, and I hope that you have a good rest of your day. I'm going to just release and clear any energies surrounding war right now that are not beneficial towards strengthening your self-control and gaining peace. Where is the hatred coming from? Chiuse petambata I cintai le canda di segudivinda le regno di nangata tu pecata papa wow isingate within the lekata you papa. Can you learn to release it if it is hurting yourself? Iya na yeko pa madari singuno baba damba tapa. Can you take full responsibility for your situation? Iya, papa. Chicken the perlita, pata soup, tapakatam, did a pacata shumpo. I like a tapachum, pacatapata. Accepting the war is not defeat. In Nakashim, but tapakata, shimpokata, shimpokodamin. Ishakin the peta pata patakin tatu supeta papopo. Hey, ishu, 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 ambata, tisum, motorai, catapapa, nimbo. Click on the toshi, papa. Kapatapatapata bakatapatayan do seeking kataryan no more. Asiyutakatam, there is such deep peace in acceptance. Ya papa, using katating butopom. Lahasi amatay kando topa. Simbu katopom patayan totosi. Oko to papa. Nitay yung turin de papa kadayasi o hamatabadia. Kakatapatashi potapapatata. Kawishin potapapakanda delito con papa. Chito pita aha. Atawnirepa. Ayam batapa. Kupong batapa ah. Tikung papa ah. Mudahumbaka ah. There's so much prosperity. There's so much love. Kumbata ta. Kumbata pa. It's giving me the picture of a child throwing a tantrum. Mupatanka ta. I'm kind of soothing it, but latika to papa without paying it much mind. Go pupati turkey situ papa. Kumbali. Atachingo papa. It's showing me the aftermath of war. Usu papa. Korea. Kuya indi chushi bata they come to and coming out stronger afterwards. Sititi meta you. Finding peace kandatoto in all layers of this event called reality. Thank you so much for joining. I hope that you enjoyed this transmission and that you allowed more peace in your heart. And the discipline, the discipline to bring more peace in times of chaos and friction. Thank you for playing a large part in the alchemization of the excess amount of tension on the planet. It makes the earth's heart feel lighter. and that is an eternal honor to feel and to assist him. All right. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you so much. And yeah, this was a conversation. I did not know where this was going, but I really appreciate you. And I appreciate you for being here. Jamin, Grand Strategist, y'all are real ones. And I will see you in the next video. I'm actually editing it, so hopefully you will see it in divine timing. All right, much love. God bless. Namaste. Bloop. And here's Jedi.